Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, brother.
I'll start with a brief introduction and I'll go on to a brief storyline of my illustrious career. Splashdown, the mission is a success. These were the words spoken by a radio man transmitted to Houston, Texas upon the landing of Apollo 10 on May 26, 1969 at 11:52 hours. In this mission, it was a test run for running the first landing of man on the moon. This mission was to simply bring about all our knowledge and everything and what it would take. This landing finally did occur at the moment of my birth. I was born in Ocala, Florida, the son of a racehorse trainer. And I was always forced to move as a kid. I never had time for a lot of friends. And due to the fact that I had chores, I had the horses to help train, and brothers that also assisted me. I was never in tune with trying to really establish a hometown or understanding what a hometown feel was until I was a sophomore in high school when my family finally settled in Wakefield, Kansas. Wakefield, Kansas, according to the National Historical Society, was established in 1869 next to the Republican River, and then moved again in 1969 to where it sits today. It has a wonderful school that establishes a real high curriculum that creates a good basis for kids to get a strong education and become ready for school in college. I began as a sophomore there, and then as I moved on in my career in high school, I realized that the military was going to be some aspect of my life. I quickly joined the National Guard as a sophomore in high school. I went through a split option training. I graduated as a distinguished honor graduate at El Paso, Texas and Fort Bliss. The following summer, I had finished my senior year, and I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and again established a distinguished honor graduate position. After I had finished my basic training, I was needing a job, so I got into the painting industry. And my uncle was a world-class painter, and he taught me a few tricks that were very purposeful later on in my life. After I learned this painting basics, I moved to Colorado, where I painted for the likes of Paul Hogan, Cher, even the Prince of Saudi Arabia. And not only did I do this in the state of Colorado, but I traveled all over the United States with secret clearances to get these jobs and get them painted. However, I only did this for 3 years, and after 3 years, I sold that business for a handsome ransom, I should say, and moved back to Kansas to establish my own family. I had met my wife when I was a sophomore in high school, and I had known that I was going to marry her then. In school, Sunday school, I remember my Sunday school teacher as a teen stated that if you need something from God, all you need to do is ask, and He will provide it. And I was like, okay, well, I wonder who I'm going to marry. So I asked that very question, and he said, now when you ask, be careful, because you got to be specific, because just because you ask for something don't mean it's going to be the way you want. I said, that's fine. So I did exactly that. I said, dear Lord, please give me a woman that will be a loving wife, loving and faithful wife, be a good mother, be blonde, green eyes, and cook really good. He provided every aspect of that. After a short while of dating my wife, we were married and then started a family. We started our family in 2000 with the birth of my daughter Nicole, and then a year and 5 days later, my second daughter, Brittany, was born. I was completely content with my kids being 10 and 11, almost 10 and 11 years old. And she come to me and stated, you know, I don't feel completely finished with child rearing yet. I was like, oh no. And sure enough, with her persuasiveness, she convinced me, and we had another child. We had my son. And now I have my complete family as it is. Now, I was trying to figure out how to answer some questions for my daughter. She has come to me with some school questions. And I was like, well, I really don't know. I haven't been in school since 1991. And I wasn't really sure how I was going to go about doing that. And so after some careful consideration, I sat down with the family and I said, I really need to get back to school and get some more education. And they all agreed, we all came to an agreement that I would continue my degree as I had done for years online, and I'm continuing still by taking 6 hours in the fall of 2015. I am now taking 9 credit hours. This summer I will take 12, and then starting in fall I'll take 18 hours working to my associates in unmanned aircraft systems at K-State Polytechnical School of Salina. And so I stand here, a son, a veteran, a father, a brother, and a proud man, to know of the things that I have done, but it's not my past that's going to make me who I am. It's going to be the things that I hold true and dear to me, which is my education, and is why I'm continuing on to get my bachelor's degree. So that one day I can move on and reach that saying, success. The mission is complete. Thank you.
Take still a picture of them.
No, I'll be back.
I'll get it.